Okay. Hi, Daniacs. This is Danny. Um, I just want to let y'all know I am starting on the second session of the basics of knitting. So, any ways, just gonna go underneath this loop. Um, I'm going to go around and for some reason I have to go through this loop and go over. Fortunately, this makes it a lot more simpler if you're just getting to be able to be an expert. But if you're just a beginner, you're going to have to take it like baby steps in order to reach to this point. So, um, any ways, like I said, you have to like put your actual needles in an X and put the yarn over like this, and let's see, go underneath the loop, and just let it off like that. Now, technically, you have to do this like every single time you have a loop, but don't make it too tight. You don't want it to actually, have like huge loops like this, for instance. You want it to have enough space to where you could actually fit your needle inside the loop, but also want to actually get it over the loop. So technically, you don't want to have a huge loop. You want it to be actually perfect. So technically, I have like kind of huge loops in mine, but I also have some loops that are really, really perfect. So technically, not everybody is a professional, but for a beginner, I basically am trying my hardest to actually get to the perfect point. So, ways, how do I do this? Okay. So, underneath, cross like an X, around clockwise, and then through the loop, and then let it off. Now you keep on doing this until you actually get it right. And if you actually get a full scarf, then you reached your goal. And once you actually reach to the point to where you have to actually end the scarf, you do what you may call a binding sort of stitch. But I haven't actually got to that point yet. So I'm going to actually let y'all know that I'm still doing this. So I'm still letting y'all know the basics. So if y'all want to know how to do the binding stitch, y'all could watch some YouTube videos off of YouTube, or y'all could actually go do a knitting class like I do. So, any who just a brief demonstration. I basically am not a professional, but I basically try my hardest to actually make a really good impression on knitting. Okay. Now, not a lot of people know how to knit. Some people are not used to knitting. There are some people that don't know how to knit at all. And then there are some that do know how to knit, but basically are just getting started. So if you don't know how to knit at all, this is probably a perfect sort of way to learn. So, any ways as I go through the loop, you have to try to like make it go onto the other needle. So technically, if it's not already on the other needle, it's basically still on this needle. So basically, you have to try to get the other loop off of this needle to this needle. So that's basically the main point of knitting. Anywho, okay. Now, basically, like I said, I'm not really a professional, so technically, I really don't know how to do this very well. So, but I try my best. So that's the main thing. Now, as you could see, I don't get to do this very often because, you know, it gets really long when it has a bigger needle. But I try my best, so I hope I'm not disappointing y'all because, I'm trying my best to have my patience with y'all. Now, if y'all want to, y'all could follow me on Instagram. And my Instagram is actually camera secret photography. And I'll be doing pictures on there that are kind of like exotic and, very, very interesting. And also, like, if y'all really, really want to, y'all could subscribe me on my actual YouTube channel called Kelsey Kepper. Um, this is actually my fictional character sort of a YouTube. So technically, yes, I made a fictional character for myself, so that way I could feel special. I just wanted to feel out there, so I felt like I needed to do something in order for me to have a hobby. So I made a fictional character for myself, and I'm putting it in on YouTube and bloggers. So just thought I might have something for a hobby. As you could see, I probably have made this a little tight because, it's not budging right now. Mm, okay, I really shouldn't have made this so tight. Now, if I were y'all, I would start off by making a slip knot first. If y'all are a beginner, y'all should start out with a slip knot, and then y'all have to make at least probably 20 loops. And when once y'all start getting the hang of knitting, it probably might be a lot more, useful at the very end. But if y'all aren't used to knitting, then uh, y'all don't have to knit. But uh, y- y'all could still try to practice, even though y'all aren't used to knitting, just to try to get the hang of it. I lost a loop. Sorry, guys. I lost a loop. Gonna have to excuse me for that. Okay. Oops. Okay. Now, see how this end is getting shorter and this one's getting longer? It means I'm making more progress. So, technically, pretty soon after I finish this whole row, I have to start on the next row. Okay. Well, now I basically have did this ever since I started my knitting class, but I I have to let y'all know once y'all start getting the hang of knitting, it will be a lot easier. Gotta tell y'all, it will get a lot easier. Plus, knitting is a really fun hobby. If y'all aren't interested in knitting, uh, that's okay because some people aren't interested in knitting. But if y'all are, that's okay too. Like, if y'all want to knit a no bullying sign, y'all are more than welcome to. But it might take some time. See, what I'm trying to knit is a jughead hat. But I'm not like wanting to buy those jughead hats offline because they cost so much, and plus I know there's a jughead hat that is like online on the Riverdale website, but I'm like I don't want to buy a jughead hat. I want to make my own. I want one that is suitable for me. I just feel like I want one that is more girly. I want one that is suitable for me. I want one that is more me. So, I mean, why pay for a jughead hat if you could make your own jughead hat by knitting? Seriously. And if y'all want to knit like a Betty dress, like if y'all really love Betty from Riverdale, y'all are more than welcome to knit a Betty dress, like out of yarn. So if y'all are like a Betty fan, like if y'all are really a Lily Reinhardt fan, and y'all really love Betty, y'all are more than welcome to buy yarn and a knitting needles, like a pair of knitting needles, like I do, and knit a Betty dress. So y'all could do anything with knitting needles. So I'm not saying it has to be just, jughead hats. It could be anything. Like, let's say if you want to, like, make your grandma a knitting scarf, you know, like, if you want to knit your grandma a actual hat, like just a regular hat, and you want to like save it for her birthday and keep it a surprise for her, then that basically would make it a lot more special for her. So basically, you could do anything with, knitting needles. And I have like ways to go on this actual sort of scarf, so it'll take me some time. Okay. Jeez, it's hard to go counterclockwise with this. I'll just have to go purling. Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm, hold on. One last loop. Two more loops at least. Okay. No. And one more loop. Oops. Well, I'm done with this room. What do y'all think? I think I did horrible. Oh well, maybe next time I'll do better. Okay. That's the end of the second session. Wait until I do the third session, okay? Bye now. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is camera secret photography, and also subscribe me on my actual YouTube channel called Kelsey Kepper, and I'll be actually waiting for y'all's subscriptions, and please like my video if y'all can, and I'll be waiting for y'all to follow me on my actual Instagram, okay? Bye now.